Welcome to Center Heist Productions. Please hit the likes and subscribe down below in your right hand corner. Muchly appreciate that. And share it with your friends and family. Thank you to all of my subscribers and followers. As we take great pride in building a community here that focuses on being able to communicate with one another respectfully and also avoiding talking about gossip pieces that a lot of the internet wants to run. A lot of um, shows run, and we won't fly with it because 99% of it is false information. It is 99% of the time does not even amount to fruition. So we avoid that and stick to factual information as it comes. Okay, so now we're doing reviews as are normal. So please leave your comments respectfully to one another. And we're going to go through a review of Boston being in Montreal, which this turned out to be a crapper for Montreal once again with divisional opponents. We're struggling in that department, and we better watch it as we seem to be setting ourselves up for a major fall. Anywho, game we should have won, just like the game before. Like we're just not coming in here playing quality hockey. A lot of huge lapses in defensive play. All right, so first period was 1-0 Montreal. Two were added apiece in the second. And then Boston managed to come back in the third and take it from us and win it 4-3 due to a lot of sloppy play on behalf of the Canadians. The Habs are just falling into a lot of traps of there's not enough team effort when it comes to defensive play. All right, so let's get to the rest of the stats. It was 25 to 21 in shots for Montreal, 21 hits to 16 for Boston, 32 to 31 face-off wins for Boston. Boston edged us in the face-off department with 50.8 to 49.2. Boston had 4 power play opportunities. Montreal had 3. Boston cashed in and made us pay dearly on the power play, cashing in 3 out of 4 times. Montreal did respectably and cashed in 2 out of 3 times as well. So the power play for Boston was 75%. Montreal's was 66.7. No shorthanded goals. Penalties were 5-4 in favor of Montreal. Montreal had 13 to 11 penalty minutes. Blocked shots were in favor of Boston, 14 to 10. Takeaways 6 to 2 for Montreal. Giveaways 18 to 17 for Montreal. That was your stats. Now we'll go to the scoring department. And we go. Here we go. In the first period at 6:36, we had Cole Caufield scoring his first of 3, assisted by Mike Matheson and Jake Evans. That was a beautiful setup. And Cole Caufield it was, and he had an exceptional game. And that line 1 did much better. Second period, 1:45. Arvidsson scores on the power play. Montreal lets Boston right back in by giving them a power play assisted by Mitten and Middlestat. And then at 7:37, Cole Caulfield gets his second power goal on the power play assisted by Suzuki and Slavkovsky. Nice goal. Again, just on fire with that one-timer. Morgan Geeky gets a power play goal. Here goes Montreal doing the same thing. Oh, we can't take a lead. We'll get you guys back in at 9:46. This is by Pasternak and McCoy. Then Caufield scores his third goal, giving him the hat trick. Nice to see on the power play, assisted by Suzuki and Lane Hudson. Third period, we let Boston back in once again at 13:55. Minton scores, assisted by Lindholm and McAvoy. And then at 14:07, what do? We say, we want to give you the game. Give them another power play, and you know they're damn well going to score. And that's exactly what they did. Morgan Geeky had his second goal of the game, and showing why he's such an important fixture in Boston, assisted by McAvoy and Pavel Zacha. So Montreal once again blows this, and the defensive play is just disgraceful. I don't know what's wrong with Gooley, but Gooley is definitely not himself, even though he moved up to the second pairing. Although there seemed to be some line juggling, because I'm sure I've seen Carrier with Hudson a few times, and they got burnt on it. Um, Two small guys just doesn't work. Um, so that to me was standing out. Um, yes, we love Hudson, but when he goes up forward, you got to have someone staying back. And that didn't seem to be working out too well for Montreal in that department. But we had several lapses, and it's not just the defensemen. Mondenbo again leaving in some softies. Um, and again, I'm furious with how Montreal's brass is treating the goaltending situation. They have, I don't know if you're trying to destroy a goaltender's um, game, you're doing a damn good job to Dovish. You've sat him out. The guy who got you most points getting here, and you have no wonder the guy can't get into a groove. You're playing Monty about 2 to 3 times, and then you're playing the guy who got you the majority of the points at the beginning of the season. How fair is that? It's discrimination the way you've handled Dobish and the amount of chances you've given Monty because he's the boy on the block living in the neighborhood from the neighborhood. That's a bunch of crap, bullshit, and you're paying the price for it because these divisional games that we're losing, something's got to give. We're losing crucial games. You can go win all and we got Vegas coming up. That's not going to be, and then Colorado right behind them. We got a hard schedule coming up, and you lose those 2 games that you should have had in divisional, which becomes playoff crucial. There's a lot of implications when you start losing games against your and Montreal this year. Not like last year. We were winning our divisional games last year and having a little harder time on the Western Conference. This year, it's the opposite. We're getting a lot of our wins, believe it or not, in the West side, and we're losing divisional games up the asshole. This is ridiculous. Montreal better get their acting in gear. I do not like the way the defense system is working. We just don't. We're sloppy as hell. We are giving so many odd man rushes. It's a bunch of crap. But Montembeau looks like a freaking, let me slide out of the way. He looks like a bunch of mush in the net. And then, it's going to, will they ever give Dobish the time to get back to where he was at the beginning of the year? Because the treatment hasn't been fair to him. When he was hot, you didn't run him. So that comes back to fall on coaching. Sorry, it's on you, Marty. That one's on you, Marty. But the defensive play is on the defensive coach and the goaltending coach. And I've in one of my tapes, made it very clear what I think needs to happen. I think we need to go an upgrade in both of those departments. I think the goaltending is going to be, what would you call it? A decade type of thing where you start a new system that you start a trend that's different in the NHL. You got to get back to finding somebody elite that can coach these guys to a true butterfly system, if you're going to call it a butter. Because what the flop is happening in Montreal, it's the flop. That's not butterfly hockey. These guys are playing from their knees, and that's been all 3 of them. That's got to change. What happened? You wonder why Waugh and Price were so good because they knew when to stand up, and then they knew when to go down and use the butterfly. These guys are not using the butterfly because they're on their knees. They're doing the flop. That's called the flop, and everything above will go in on you. And Monty just slides out of your way so you can put the puck in the net. It's garbage. It's a bunch of BS. We need to correct the problems, and our damn forwards need to start keeping their assignments in the defensive play as well. If you're gonna have offensive defensemen, then you got to have a forward that's smart enough to drop back in the defenseman's place. When Lane Hudson goes up, somebody has to drop back. Common sense. But the amount of defensive assignments missed is garbage. You should have won that game last night. You should have not been able to come apart. But when you get weak goaltending and weak defensive play, and that falls on the forwards as well, because other than the first line, I was not impressed. Glad to see Texier back, because that first line seemed to be better than what it was with Doc. I don't know what's going to give there. I was kind of surprised that what's his name there? Oh Lord. Anyway, he was held out of the lineup, and Doc was in his place on the 4th line, and I think that was a good message to send him. But I do think, yeah, see, he wasn't in the game, so I can't even remember his damn name. Valeno to me, I thought that was unfair because Doc hasn't outplayed Valeno. I don't think Valeno should have been the guy pulled. If anything, it should have been. I hate to say this, Brendan Gallagher. It'd be a great time to give him some rest. Joe Valeno's been playing good hockey, and you pull him to put Doc in his place. Like, where's this coming from? Just like there's been a few games you had Struble in the lineup over Jacki, and you've seen the amount of mistakes Struble made. They were costly too, tripping over his own skates, can't keep up. I mean, although our first pairing has done that periodically as well, letting guys go around them on the outside is just not as frequent. But Struble seemed to have a big case of that. It's been clear that Jacki was playing better than Struble, and I thought when you pulled him prior to this game to in other games, there was no reason for it, and you suffered the consequences. I don't understand what's going on. And the only thing I can figure is you're trying to up Struble's value so you can do something trade wise. You do need a trade. You need a big forward in the top six range, and I still say you need a right-sided defenseman. Um, just an upgrade. Just so, because I think he could fall in where you could rotate. You'd probably have to include Struble in a trade to clear up that space a little bit. Then you could have Jack Irish rotate with whomever is an upgrade because Carrier's size, and he has been struggling a little bit this year. You're going to need a bit of an upgrade, and maybe you use Carrier as the guy that rotates with Jack Guy. I just think you do need an upgrade on that right side, someone big, strong, and you got to size up that defense. But the defensive schemes, coaching, and goaltending coaching is pathetic. We are losing ground, and don't we are placed because we keep losing these critical divisional games. We better be careful because I'm now concerned that we're going to be a dogfight in our division for a playoff spot, and we got a couple teams that are much better and playing better than us, Detroit and Buffalo. And if it ends up in a dogfight in that type of situation, that could actually push Montreal out of a position. And that's what I think is happening. And we better be careful and get it under grips in a hurry. Seeing it here at Center Heights where the puck drops first. Thank you for watching. We will catch you in the review against the Vegas Golden Knights. Let me know your thoughts. All right. Take care.